Peng Guoliang wrote back. Although Wang Lianfang didn't, at home, he did not lose the general direction of the struggle. On this issue, Shi Guifang is a wise person and other women sometimes do not understand. They either take them too seriously or too much. Wang Yugui's wife is an example. Wang Lianfang only slept with her 2 times, but Yugui's was shy, and she shed tears and snot. Yugui's was barebutt, covering 2 teeth that have been touched by people, and said, "Secretary, you have slept. Save a little and leave a little to my Yugui." Wang Lianfang laughed. Her theory is weird. Can this be saved? Besides, what do you cover your teeth for? The teeth before marriage are golden ones, the teeth after marriage are silver, and the breastfeeding teeth are dog teeth. She wanted to cover her 2 dog teeth as golden ones and cover her arms tightly. Very bad. Wang Lianfang's face came down and said, "Whatever, the brides are married here anyway every year. This woman is not good." Later, even Yu Gui wanted to sleep with her. She refused. Yu Gui beat her all the time. In the middle of the night, she always screamed because of Yu Gui's beating in bed. Wang Lianfang would not care about her anymore. She even wanted to leave a little to Yu Gui. But it seemed that she left nothing. More than 10 years have passed, and Wang Village's most fascinating Wang Lianfang's heart is still Yu Qing's. In addition to grasping the cloth in the village, Wang Lianfang's other thoughts flutter on Yu Qing's. For more than 10 years, Wang Lianfang finally meets the true bodhisattva this time. After Yu Qing's going to bed, he can't find a bone all over her body, as she is so soft, like discharging. Wang Lianfang definitely meets the true bodhisattva this time. In the spring of 1971, the good things of Wang Lianfang were a bit like the old soul giving birth, one by one. First, the son fell into the world, and then Yumi had a husband. Now, there's such a generator of Yu Qing's. Peng Guoliang wrote back. The letter was sent to Wang Village Elementary School. Through Gao Suqin, it was transferred all the way to the hands of Yumi. When Yumi received the letter, she was washing the diapers on the dock near the school. Yumi used to wash diapers in her own dock. Now different. Once the girl's heart has something, she likes to stay further when doing anything. Yumi bent and rubbed those diaper slices. Each diaper was soft and pale and looked worried. Yumi's hands were busy, and what she thought was actually Peng Guoliang's reply. She has always speculated what would Peng Guoliang say to her in the letter. Yumi cannot speculate it. This is where Yumi is so sad. Ultimately, you will never know what he would say if your fate is in their hands. Gao Suqin came over later, and she came to wash clothes. Gao Suqin supported the barrel at her hip and went down the stone piers step by step. Her hips were very slow with a style of knowing all the secrets. As soon as Yumi saw Miss Gao, she panicked, as if Miss Gao held a handle on her. Gao Suqin looked down at Yumi and just smiled. Seeing Gao Suqin's smiling face, Yumi had a premonition of something was going to happen. But Miss Gao Suqin just smiled and didn't say anything. Thus, there was nothing, and it was quite melancholy. Yumi could only smile. What else could she do? Speaking of which, Miss Gao is the most admirable person of Yumi. Miss Gao can speak Mandarin. When she reads the text, she can make the classroom like a large radio, and she stays on the radio and broadcasts the Mandarin sentences out of the window. She can also perform 4 mixed operations on the blackboard. Yumi had seen Miss Gao, who wrote a long equation on the blackboard. There were many marks that were added, reduced, multiplied, and divided into the middle, with many brackets and square brackets. Miss Gao wrote 7 or 8 equals in a row, step by step. As a result, it came out, and it was 0. The third grandma said, "How does Miss Gao teach this thing for a long time and doesn't even have a fart for a long time?" Yumi said, "Why not? Isn't that 0? Grandma said, "Tell me, how much is 0? Yumi said, "There is still a result. This is the result." Miss Gao squatted beside Yumi now, smiling, and the wrinkles on her face were like brackets and square brackets. Yumi was not sure how Miss Gao was adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Will the result also be 0? Miss Gao finally spoke. Miss Gao said, "Yumi, why are you so calm?" As soon as Yumi heard this, her heart almost jumped out of her throat. Yumi deliberately pretended not to understand, swallowed, and said, "What calm?" Miss Gao raised her clothes from the water with a smile, straightened her body, dumped her hands, stretched her thumb and index finger into her pocket, pinched a thing, and slowly dragged it out. It was a letter. Yumi's face was scared to lose the color. Miss Gao said, "My second son is ignorant, so it is open. I dared not to read a word." Gao Suqin handed the letter to Yumi, and the envelope was indeed open. Yumi was shocked, shy, angry, and didn't know what to say. Yumi wiped her hands twice on the thighs, front and back, and took it over. Her 10 fingers were like having feathers and kept stunning. Such a surprise is really difficult to avoid. However, this valuable letter was opened, so Yumi was both surprised and thoroughly disappointed.